My trip to Machu Picchu, a story by a traveler from far away. The train stopped with a soft shake. I looked out the window. We had arrived in Aguas Calientes, a small town in the mountains of Peru. The air was fresh and cool. Green hills and tall trees surrounded us. Today, I was going to see Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. I walked through the town to find the bus. That goes up the mountain. The sound of the river was loud and clear. I bought some snacks from a small shop, bananas, water, and a chocolate bar. The shop owner smiled and said, "Buen viaje," which means have a good trip. The bus ride up the mountain was long and full of turns. We went higher and higher, and clouds began to float near the windows. My hands were sweating. I felt excited and a little nervous. Finally, we reached the top. The first view. I walked up a narrow path with many stone steps. My legs felt tired, but I kept going. Then I turned a corner and stopped. In front of me was Machu Picchu, a whole city made of stone sitting between green mountain peaks. It was quiet, peaceful, and full of mystery. The sun came out from the clouds and lit the stones like gold. I sat on a rock and just looked. I had seen photos before, but this was different. It felt magical. The story behind the stones. A guide nearby was talking to a group of travelers. I walked closer to listen. Machu Picchu was built by the Inca people over 500 years ago, she said. It was a royal city, a special place for their king and maybe for priests. Why was it built so high, someone asked. No one knows for sure, the guide answered. Maybe for protection, maybe for religious reasons. But when the Spanish came to South America, they never found it. It stayed hidden in the jungle for centuries. I looked around and imagined the past. People wearing colorful clothes, firelight. Inside stone houses, farmers growing corn on the terraces, priests watching the stars. Everything was quiet now, but the stones still told their stories. Walking the city. I walked through the ruins slowly. There were temples, houses, water channels, and a large open field. Each stone was cut perfectly and placed without any glue or cement. How did they do this, I wondered. I touched one of the walls. The stone was cool. I felt a strong connection to the people who built this with their hands and hearts. I smiled when I saw a llama walking past. They live here freely and don't care about tourists. One of them looked at me then, went back to eating grass. After lunch, clouds began to roll in. The city slowly disappeared under a blanket of mist. It looked even more magical now. I sat on a stone bench. The wind moved gently through the grass. I could hear birds in the distance. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. I felt calm. I felt small, but I also felt lucky. Lucky to be here, to feel this history, this peace. The way down. Later, I took the bus back down the mountain. The road was wet from rain, but the driver was careful. Back in Aguas Calientes, I ate dinner in a small restaurant. The soup was hot and full, of potatoes, corn, and herbs. Delicious. That night, I looked up at the stars. They seemed brighter in the mountain sky. Goodbye, Machu Picchu. The next morning, I took the train back to Cusco. I looked out the window at rivers, forests, and small villages. Machu Picchu stayed in my heart. Not just the place, but the feeling. The feeling of quiet, mystery, and deep respect for the past. New words to learn. Terrace, a flat area cut into a hill where people grow crops. Mystery, something we don't fully understand. Temple, a place where people pray or worship. Ruins, the old broken parts of a building or city. Inca, the people who built Machu Picchu and had a powerful empire in South America.